This tutorial will teach you how to create multiple CSS link styles on the same page. So as you can see here, I've got one web page, but I've got different link styles. How is this achieved? We simply have to make two different classes for the links. So by default, when you create a CSS rule for links, you get these four aspects. You got link, which is what it looks like when you're just looking at it, visited when you've clicked on it, hover when you're hovering over it, and active is when you're pressing on it. So these are the four, I guess, states of your links. I've done something similar here. If you take a look, I've combined two of those states together because I wanted all these aspects to be applied to both, and I didn't want to have to duplicate it, so I just separated them with a comma. But you don't have to do that if you don't want. But if you take a look, I've got a.class1, I got a.class2. By making two different sets of, I guess, properties, I can then apply them respectively to my different links. And you can see that here. If I click, I got class 1, and if I double click down here, I got class 2. So I'm just applying those different classes to the different kinds of links. The reason why this looks a little bit more convoluted is I've applied some additional settings. So you can see like my background color, which is how I get this color here. And then obviously my hover background color changes. We've got a transition and display block, which I should probably draw your attention to, is the reason why this fills the whole block instead of being the size of the padding, which is designated here. Which if you don't say padding left or padding dash right, etc., it'll just go by height and width if you put them in like that, which is what I've done there. And so if you have a look here, this one is getting its size from 5 and 70. So that's how this size is being designated. Whereas the size up here is pretty much being overridden by this code here that says display block. So that is just filling it in. And because I have a table here, the color is just filling in this little column or cell or whatever you want to call it right here. That's pretty much how you do it. You make a class and give it a unique name. So if I was to do it here, I would just write a.1 and so on and so forth. And then when I wanted to make my next one, I would just probably copy and paste this and then call it a.2. All right, I'm going to go through a couple of problem solving things. If you happen to have something like this, an A by itself without a full colon and then an option. This is a blanket rule that will apply to everything that is under this category. So for example, if you want to apply a font style to all of these, that's how you'll do that. But this tends to just be a bit of a headache for anyone that's trying to make multiple styles. So I would just get rid of this completely. And I would stick to these four options to stop any confusion.